This is it. This is the moment I've been waiting 2 years for. For the longest time, I thought this day would never come, that somehow or another my family would rip it away from my grasp. I know Aunt Beatty tries hard enough to make me forget. She lets me into whatever extracurriculars at school I want. I even applied and landed 2 jobs after school, and 1 on the weekend, and she didn't bat an eye. She wants me as far away from this place as possible. But there's no way in hell I'm not doing this. I open the car door, but Aunt Beatty lays a hand on my shoulder.
Remember, you don't have to do anything you don't want to. And be prepared. Your Uncle Dale isn't known to be the most organized. Don't be surprised if it's not like you remember it.
I know. I'm ready. I'm so ready for this. Concern flashes across her face before she wipes it all away to look strong for me.
Okay. Let's see if the agent is here then.
We get out and make our way down the hill. The setting sun kisses the Garrison Bridge. Streetlights buzz to life as the avenue behind us wakes up for the night. My chest tightens with excitement. I can't wait to see what awaits me. We turn the corner to the front of the building. Lights cast shadows on the sidewalk. 3 stores in this small building complex on the shores of the Arkansas River. I frown a bit when I see that the front window of the one we are going to is blacked out. Why wouldn't they want people to see inside? Sitting on the bench in front of the store is a man in a suit. He looks up at us and puts on a smile when he recognizes Aunt Beatty.
Nice to see you again, Mrs. Albright.
She raises her hand as he stands to greet us.
Beatty, please, Mr. Smith.
And you must be Jade.
Yes, sir.
This must be a very exciting day for you, depending on your decision.
It very much is, sir.
Well, shall we?
Mr. Smith swings the front door open and motions us through. What I thought would be a well-lit room turns out to be dimly lit, with small lamps all around. It's been turned into a damn bar and grill. What used to be the front desk is now a podium for the host. The rows and rows of bookshelves are gone, and tables and booths replace it. A young woman wearing a white polo and black pants greets us.
Hi, bar or table?
We are here to see Dale Albright. He should be expecting us.
Oh, 1 sec.
She pulls a walkie-talkie from her belt.
Dale, there's a woman, girl, and a man in a suit here to see you.
Oh. Send him on back.
Right this way.
I make a point to scowl at all the people. This is not what this place is supposed to be. Still, the energy of the room tempts me, like walking past an all-you-can-eat buffet. One corner holds a very loud and drunk party, their energy joyous, sweet, and juicy like a peach. But something about it feels off, as if beneath that sweetness is a disgusting aftertaste. I wonder if I can sneak a sip and find out why before Aunt Beatty catches me.
You're going to waste more energy than you consume. I wouldn't. Not tonight.
Damn it, that woman reads me like a book. One of these days I'll be strong enough not to be an open page to her. We make it to the back rooms. I guess Uncle Dell set up the old storage room into an office. The host opens the door for us.
Here you are.
Thank you, ma'am.
I follow Aunt Beatty in and catch Uncle Dell as he stands from his desk. Why he's in here instead of out there attending to his establishment, I'll never know.
There's my dear sister and niece.
Hello, Dale.
Hi, Uncle Dale. He comes around the desk and hugs each of us.
Sit. Let's talk.
Then he turns his attention to Mr. Smith.
Is the lawyer really necessary?
Now, Mr. Albright, I do believe we spoke on the phone earlier, correct? I told you I'm merely representing Miss Albright's estate.
Oh, right. Well, Jade, what do you think of it?
It?
Yeah. What I've done to the place. Took a lot of work, but I've kept this place running.
You've trashed the place, is what you've done. It's nowhere near a bookstore anymore. Uncle Dell's smile wavers with my words, but I stare at him with all the emotions I'm feeling right now. How could he do this to my mother's store?
Trashed it. Now look here, kid. This place has been kept in ship shape ever since I've had it. And we still sell books. We have plenty of tourist guides by the bathrooms. Look, Jade, I know your mother's bookstore meant a lot to you, and I tried running it the way she would have, but it just wasn't making any money. This way, I'm still selling some books and making a decent living. I quit my job to take care of this place, which is why I wanted to talk to you about how we could both be involved with things moving forward.
Both of you?
Yes, if Jade does indeed want to take ownership, then I will not fight for it. I just wanted to offer to continue to manage the place until she finishes school and can take over full time.
You have no legal standing to this place, Uncle Dale. You are merely interim. I stand as I speak, though no idea what possesses me to do so. It just feels right. I'd be happy to still have you as manager, especially through the renovation process.
Renovation process? What renovation?
Restoring Which Way Between the Lines to its original form.
You've got to be kidding me.
Now, I assume this means that you do indeed want to take ownership of the store, instead of relinquishing it to your uncle, aunt, or selling it outright?
Jade, think about this. It's gonna be a lot of money and work to rebuild this place from the ground up. Uncle Dale would be more than happy to manage your finances and make sure you're taken care of. Isn't that right, Dale?
Absolutely.
They all stare at me, waiting for my answer, as if I need to think on it, as if I hadn't already considered everything they would possibly throw at me to stop me. I came here to do one thing, to get my mother's bookstore back and run it just as she would have. I know the rest of the family hated her leaving home and being independent. I think the best way to honor her is to do the same. Aunt Beatty leans back in her chair.
I sure hope you know what you're doing, Jade.
Uncle Dale's eyes twitches as he stares at me.
You're making a big mistake, kid. Just like your mother.
Mr. Smith ignores them both and pulls out some paperwork.
Now, Miss Albright, all you need to do is sign in a few places, and it's all yours.
Where do I sign? Excitement spills through my body. My hand is barely steady enough for me to sign. Aunt Beatty and Uncle Dale both sit and watch as I do. Aunt Beatty taps her foot, waiting for all this to be over with, but Uncle Dale watches intently. I look up from the paperwork and watch him watch me, his eyes following my hand as I sign.
I just need one last signature.
With the last stroke of my pen, my uncle stands up.
Good luck, Jade. This place is a dump anyway.
He claps his hands twice, the last clap echoing in a way it shouldn't. A feeling of dread slithers across my skin. Behind us, the door swings open and Uncle Dale's wife Dee walks in. She's dressed like the host was, and with that thought, I realize the sound of all the people in the main room is gone.
So, are we selling it or are our hands clean?
He stands and puts his jacket on.
The kid had her mind made up before she walked through the door. Betty, good luck with this one. If I were you, I'd let her fall flat on her ass.
You know she's too stubborn for that to happen.
Uncle Dale makes to leave.
Mr. Smith, the financial reports are in that folder there. You have fun with that, too.
Uncle Dale and Aunt Dee storm out the door. I look at Aunt Beatty. She shrugs.
Is it really surprising he did this?
If I had signed it over to him, he was really going to turn around and sell it?
Sounds like it. And makes sense. It's riverfront property in downtown Fort Smith. Even in this state, it's still worth something.
Mr. Smith grabs the folder and starts looking through it.
Miss Albright, I know you were expecting your mother's bookstore, but this bar and grill...
Mr. Smith probably just read the truth of this place in that folder. The truth I guessed at as we walked through the main room, and the truth that Aunt Beatty knew as soon as we walked in. No way Uncle Dale's illusion stood up to her scrutiny. Her magic sees through lies every time. I almost want to ask her why she didn't say anything, but I know why. She wants me to make this decision myself. I storm out of the office and toward the main room, but even from the hallway I see the tables and booths and bar are gone. Nothing but dusty old bookshelves half covered with sheets left. That old bastard. He hadn't taken care of the place at all. Aunt Beatty and Mr. Smith's footsteps now echo as they come down the hall. Aunt Beatty lays a hand on my shoulder.
Which is worse, Jade?
I smile. The first. The first one was worse. This, I can work with.
What? There were people here before.
Yes, Mr. Smith. Remember, Emma and I both warned you of our family's eccentricities. I promise you're fine. But you need to get used to it if you plan to continue to represent my sister's estate. It looks like Jade here will be putting you to work soon.
Mr. Smith clears his throat and takes Aunt Beatty at her word. He continues to look at the folder Uncle Dell left.
Well, Miss Albright, it looks like your uncle wasn't lying. This place is a money pit. What little money he made come from online sales, apparently. But you do still have your mother's estate, and that's available to you now, now that you're 18.
I walk away from them to the center of the room. I stop seeing it for what it is now, and begin to see what it can be. How soon can we start?
It's All in the Cards podcast, a bi-weekly horror podcast where all questions are welcome, but you may not like the answers. Featuring the voice talents of Ashley McAnelly, Atticus Jackson, Nikolle Doolin, Jessica McEvoy, and Doug Malena. This episode of It's All in the Cards podcast was written by Ashley McAnelly and produced by Scott Thomas. We hope you'll join us for the Season 1 launch on September 30th. Be sure to check out our Facebook page, It's All in the Cards podcast, and Twitter from @It'sAllInTheCard. If you'd like to support the show, then feel free to join our Patreon. Links are in the show notes. It's All in the Cards podcast may not be suitable for all listeners. Discretion is advised.